Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 630, Facilitating Adult Learning. I want to thank everybody for the discussion forums last week. I'd like to thank Nick and Jen for being the discussion leaders this week. It is Saturday morning right now, so for those that have not posted or participated in the discussion forums, you still have time. You have all today, all tomorrow, and I would appreciate if you would do so. So let's get right to the materials. I am going to have a relatively short video this week, and just with a couple of announcements for folks. But the first thing I wanted to say is, stick with it. We're going into week number 4. Week number 4 starts on September 23rd, which is Monday. So we're making progress. As you know, this course is 14, 15 weeks, depending upon how people look at it, if you count Thanksgiving weeks. But any way you slice it, we're making great progress. We're almost through, believe it or not, the first quarter of the course. So this week, we're still going to be in module number 1. And as you know, module number 1 has weeks number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we are now into week number 4. So a couple of things that I wanted to, highlight once again. Here's the discussion forum. This is Jen and Nick are the 2 discussion leaders. Online discussion facilitation. Let me click on that. And just as a refresher, this is where everybody signed up. I have a feeling Haley was traveling that week because she was the only one that didn't respond. So I put her in here. And so next week, week number 4, we have Krista and we have Sarah. So each one of them they will be the discussion leaders for next week. Week 5, you can take a look at that. 7, and I'm still working on, will Chris and Haley, will they be facilitating in week 9 or 10? So I'll make that decision probably this week, maybe next week at the latest. So let me go back and I'll get to the week 4 materials. Come on down here, and really what we're looking at this week is this whole idea between, what are the foundational ideas and concepts in facilitating adult learning. Now, for those that have taken HRD 631, even 600, there's ideas that we will be discussing this week, which you probably have already learned about or discussed. But from my experience, even though you might have learned them, or you might have, might be part of your knowledge base at this point, I really encourage you to take a look at the materials and participate with them this week, because from my experience, they keep on changing. So if you studied this, last year, your ideas and your knowledge base is different at this point. So let's take a look at the materials that I'd like everybody to look at. So what we are looking at is really a continuation of some of the ideas that we've explored in other courses. And at the root of this is, Malcolm Knowles' assumptions about adult learning, meaning he termed he called it andragogy, which is, this has been around for a while, but for those that have studied Knowles, there's either 5 or 6, and there might be even 7 assumptions about adult learning. So we'll be taking a look at Knowles' theories again. Please take a look at the YouTube video, and there's an article in here. One thing I did want to point, a lot of what we're doing in this course and in the adult and higher ed program in particular is we're really learning about transformative learning and transformative learning theory, which started with Jack Mezirow. And he suggests that there's a process that people go through. And at the beginning of it could be this thing called a disorienting dilemma. And then you fast forward to the end, and there's some kind of resolution with the ideas. So I'd like you to refresh your memory on transformative learning. And then the last kind of concepts, the knowledge base that we'll be looking at this week is all on how do adults construct knowledge. And some of these theorists that you might know, and hopefully you do know, are John Dewey, Montessori. You might not know much about Montessori, but you might have heard about the schools that exist, and Piaget. And these are all about how, their theories are based in how adults learn. And certainly with Piaget, it's a lot with human development, including with kids. So please take a look at that information. I'd like you to participate in the online discussions this week, and our facilitators are Krista and Sarah. Continue reading the Brookfield book, chapters 1 through 6, and I did want to get this date out there. We will have an optional Zoom meeting, not next week, but the following week. It will be Monday, September 30th at 6:30 p.m. So once again, I'm trying to get the information out and announce Zoom meetings coming up. And at this, we can discuss many different ideas from the discussion posts, from various theorists, but I also wanted to we're almost in October. I wanted to get at the root of what we will be doing in the first facilitation. Alrighty, let me go back, and I will use the arrows. So here is the, excuse me, here are the discussion posts, forums, and it's all on andragogy, transformative learning, and constructivism. And in the first one, the first facilitator is Krista. Prompt 2, Sarah. They will be leading your discussion this week, and you can read and hear about what the prompts are. However, everybody in this class are seasoned pros. You know how to do it. You can copy and paste this in. But once again, nobody's looking for perfection, and nobody is looking for a book. So 150 words or so is perfect. Do say when posting, please put in the title of your post, your name, and the prompt. So that way, Krista or Sarah can show up. They can see prompt number 1, and they know it's Krista. So that is the discussion prompt. Let me just go one more arrow. Online discussion forum. Now this is for our facilitators last week, and this will be the format at the end of each one of your weeks of facilitation. So still, Nick and Jen, they still have 2 more days to go, but there is an assignment at the end of it. Once you finish your week of the facilitation, I would like you to submit 300 to 500 word paper. And this is really a reflection paper. Include in this reflection your assessment of how others in this discussion understood and discussed the topic, the challenges that you face, and the questions that arose, and possible solutions and strategies. So really, this is a facilitation critique on your part. And, once again, 300 to 500 words. This isn't a major assignment, but it is worth 15 points. So I take it seriously. If you would submit this within the week after you do your discussion forum where you're the facilitator, I'd appreciate it. So one thing on the rubrics. So I've changed the approach to this. I changed it this semester. It's 5 points for preparation, 5 points for the actual facilitation, and 5 points for the reflection. I am changing this so it's going to be split. I will be removing the preparation part of it, and because I don't know what kind of preparation you are doing. And, I'm going to, so if you picture this still will be 15 points, but it will be 7.5 points for the facilitation and 7.5 points for the actual reflective work. And when you look at the rubrics, just understand that I've changed it around. The rubrics is for the facilitation work, were you present? Were you there? Were you commenting on other people? Were you asking open-ended questions to them, etc.? And the other one, the reflective section of this paper, that's truly your reflection. How did it go? What kind of challenges, etc. So once again, this is worth 15 points. And I would like everybody to get this done and submitted by the end of the following week after you facilitate. So any questions on that, please let me know. And I'm going to leave it there. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. If you have any questions, you want to Zoom with me, you want to talk anything over, please contact me. Okay, have a great week number 4, everybody. And a big thanks to Nick and Jen for last week, and I look forward to Krista and Sarah in week number 4. Thanks, everybody.